Hey, you guys. Can you guys see and hear me? I'm still under the weather, you guys. Can anybody see
Hey,
and
you
hear me?
guys. Can you
Oh,
guys see and
shit.
hear me?
Damn, I forgot to mute that. Sorry. My bad. Hey, you guys. We're not going to say that. Somebody said about time. Nope. I was 2 minutes late. I'm doing better. Usually it'd be like 30 minutes later. I hope you guys are doing good. Honey, my hair is a mess right now, hence the damn Marvel cap, okay? We got rained on. That synthetic pony is sitting in the sink. I haven't touched it since. I just, yeah, I had to lay down yesterday. Yesterday was so crazy. So how many people got in here? We got 2,000? Okay. Hey, you guys, welcome. Hey, moderators. Thank you guys for modding. I probably only had 4 hours worth of sleep. I tried to sleep all day today and I just couldn't. It was just too much. My mind has just been racing since yesterday. It's been so much to just unpack. So much to unpack. And hey. So anyhow, we all know about the George Floyd situation. And so while I was editing the first video, I was getting messages that, the protest was going to go on, come to South Minneapolis, come join. And I didn't care about the whole coronavirus and all that nonsense. I felt like it was more important to go down there and go support, because what I saw on that camera was straight up evil and demonic. Just evil is what I saw in that cop's eyes, okay? But I'll get to that a little bit later. So I'm trying to debate. I'm like, okay, I don't want to go out there by myself. So who can I, call? And you got like two sets of friends. You got the hood friends, the ones who are ready to fuck shit up. And I'm like, I don't want to go with them because I don't want to end up in jail. Okay. Because I know if they start fighting, I'm going to have to jump in. So I was like, who can I call? And I ended up calling my friend from high school. She is a sweetheart, good church going lady. I love her to death. She's watching right now. And I hit her up and usually she don't go to no protest either. So I was like, do you want to go to the protest with me? Because I really want to go. And she was like, yeah, because the video really upset her. She'd been crying and everything. So y'all know y'all got that one friend, honey. You got the church friend who will pray for you. Then you got your friend who just wants to turn up. So I was like, no, we're not going to call him. We're not going to call him. We're not going to call her, So she said she would go with me. So I was like, okay, cool. And what was so crazy, you guys, me and her were talking this morning, just trying to unpack like the whole day. So the first thing I noticed, let me go back and shout out to Danny Boy. My homeboy in Chicago called me after I shot my video. So he had been trying to call me because by what y'all always tell me, I'm poor, I have an Android. So he was in Chicago with Danny Boy, and they were trying to call my phone, but I don't have FaceTime. So I'm an Android user. So they were trying to call me on Facebook to do a video chat, but I didn't have it set up. So he's texting me like, I got Danny Boy. He wants to talk to you. So I'm like, Danny Boy, the one who did the song with Tupac? I was like, what? He knows who I am? So when I tell you guys, I was literally outside in my neighborhood. It was beautiful. It was warm and sunny. I'm on the phone talking to Danny Boy. He's in Chicago, and he's just like, I'm a fan, and, just a really cool brother. He just opened up I guess a restaurant or something. So it was beautiful outside. So then at that point, my girl was like, yeah, just come get me like around 6. So then like around 6 o'clock, I'm noticing, there's some gray clouds. It's kind of sprinkling and stuff like that. And so I called my mother-in-law over south because she lives on the south side. And I'm like, hey, how's the weather over south? Do I need to bring an umbrella? I said, because it's still warm over here, but it seems like it's about to start sprinkling. And she literally went out, to go look out her window. She's like, nah, it's beautiful. Sunshiny day. And I was like, okay, cool. She said, what you about to do? I said, I'm going, to the protest, but I didn't tell nobody else. Only my mother-in-law and my friend Lena knew. I didn't tell my mom. I didn't tell my brother. I didn't tell the kids. I didn't want them to worry, and I didn't want them to stop me. So I go pick up my homegirl. we head to the south side, and I was going live, so y'all was watching this. We were in the car and everything. I'm trying to put on my mask and put the shit on backwards, honey, inside out. And so we get there, and as you guys notice, people are wearing t-shirts and shorts. My girl has on, you know, a sundress. It was a beautiful day out there. And, you know, I was just filming stuff and, you know, just getting everything that was going on, you know, as a journalist, documenting what's going on in this part of my city. And what was so crazy is, if you guys were on my live stream, I started getting phone calls, and that was my youngest son calling. And I had to decline the call because I didn't want to interrupt the stream. I didn't want to stop recording what I was recording. So I hit decline. And then my homeboy called me, and I hit decline. I'm like, why is everybody calling? And then my oldest son texted me, and he was like, Mom, where are you at? There's a tornado. We got a bunker down at work. You know, where's, you know, the youngest one? And I'm like, tornado? I'm like, what is going on? He's like, there's a tornado. I said, well, I'm over south at the protest. He's like, at the protest? I was like, yes. I said, text your brother, let him know I'm over south, and I'm going to call him when I'm done. And so he was like, okay. So then my youngest texts me, and he's like, there's a tornado. My friend's parents are going to tell it. They're taking us downstairs into the basement. So I'm like, what in the, so now my mind is going like, is this HAARP? Because literally when I left my house, it was sunny. It was just sprinkling. How do we go from that to tornado warnings? Like, I'm like still shook thinking about this. So now something in my spirit is just like, you know what? You need to get ready to go. So I talked to my girl. I said, hey, my kids are hitting me up. Friends are hitting me up. They're saying there's a tornado headed towards my house, like, you know, like my city where I live at. And she's like, let's go. You know, and that's a real friend. She wasn't like, we trying to get more footage. No, I want to be nosy. She was like, she didn't think twice. She said, okay, we've been here about an hour. Let's go. So that's when we start heading back to the truck. And so something told me, like, don't go towards 94, because I knew it was going to be more protesters down there. So we took the back way back to the suburbs. And then as we're in the car driving, I'm getting alerts, text messages from people. People are like, where are you at? They're shooting. They just shot up the memorial. I'm like, what? Like, we literally just left from there, like not even 10 minutes before the shooting happened. When I tell you God is good, God is good. Them babies hit me up. That tornado warning, I mean, HAARP or not, it came at the right time, because if I hadn't have gotten the messages, I would have still been out there. You know, we didn't have any other reason to leave. We only left because people kept hitting me up about some tornado that was heading towards my city. And I'm like, I got to get back to my youngest child. So it was crazy. It was crazy. And then, as you guys noticed, all of a sudden it was so much rain. I literally, once I dropped my homegirl off, as I'm driving, I'm literally driving through like torrential tornado rains. By the time I get back to my city where I live, it's dark. And you know, when I was just like on the west side, it wasn't that dark. By the time I get back to where I stay, it's super dark. The rain is just coming down. You know, it was crazy. I'm like, what is going on? And then I start hearing from people over south that it was just coming down. It was raining over there too. So I don't know if they like started the rainstorm to, like, you know, get rid of the protesters, honey. I don't want to go that deep in the conspiracy, but it was so much stuff that happened yesterday. And I just thank God that, you know, we weren't in the crossfire and we got out of there, because we also had her daughter with us, you know, and, you know, we don't want nothing to happen to the babies. So we got out of there when we could. But, you know, that's my city. That's where I grew up. I grew up in St. Paul. I went to high school in St. Paul, but my elementary school, I lived over south. So I made connections. I had family members over south. So usually on the weekends, I always hung out in South Minneapolis, you know, so that whole area, the whole Powderhorn area, 38th and we used to call it Trey 8 back in the day, over there where the old Wing and Ribs used to be that they took down. We used to all hang out in that area, you know, so to just see this going on, it just really hit home. And for me, I couldn't just sit back, you know, like so many times influencers and these mush mouth activists on social media, you know, they talk a good game and they post about police brutality, but you never really see them down in the trenches with the people. So, you know, I'm glad I was there. It was good energy. I filmed a lot of stuff. People had things to say. People had, you know, things to get off their chest. The one woman who was really going off and screaming with the baby, because for y'all who missed the beginning of the live, and I started hearing her yelling, and then I took the camera over to her. The reason why she was yelling and saying that it's not just about racism is because her son was murdered, she said, about a month ago. So she was still mourning and hurt. And we kind of knew something was going on with her because when she walked up, she kept rocking. Like she was like this. And I'm like, damn, she looked like she about to snap. Like the energy in that crowd was so crazy. I remember somebody dropped a pop can and that shit said boom. And I'm like, what the hell? You know, we thought it was some type of like little bomb, but it was a pop can. But I knew she was getting ready to snap because she was just rocking and, you know, and so that's when she just started going off. So a lot of that, because for y'all who don't know, we've had a lot of killings here in the Twin Cities, a lot of black on black crime. I remember I told you guys a few months ago, I was on my way to BeautyCon and I had to stop everything. You know, I didn't really talk about it then, but one of my really good friends, their child and two other people were shot, you know, and they almost died. All of them ended up surviving, but, you know, it's real. So I definitely understood, you know, her anger and her frustration and everything she was going through as a mother. So that was just raw emotions. That's what it is at protests. You're going to get raw emotions, people speaking their mind. But I wanted to show you guys that in the Twin Cities, it's very mixed here. You know, there's more, you know, it's definitely more like a white state. So it's very mixed. You know, we have a big African population, especially Somali, East Africans. Then we have, you know, the West Africans, African Americans, Latinos, natives. We have a lot of Native Americans here, Hmong people, Asians. So it's very, very mixed. So that's why I was filming and showing you guys the crowd. As we were driving in, that's why I was showing y'all the protesters. A majority of those people were white. You know, they were going hard. I mean, them white folks was over there throwing rocks and everything, you know, so they were going hard with everybody. But it was like there were certain people, the guys who were throwing the rocks in the one video, they ended up coming to the protest as we were getting ready to leave. They were coming in and you could kind of tell like they was like seriously pissed. They was about that light. They was yelling. You could hear them yelling in the background. So it was just crazy to see the video because I'm like, we just left. Like the dude with the dreadlocks, I was throwing shit. We were literally standing right next to him at the protest. Like me and my girl were talking about this morning. Like it was just insane. The lady with the blonde hair that was going off telling white people, you better check your racist friends, you know, to see her running once they start shooting, that was just, it was crazy. It was just crazy. I'm just glad we were safe and we got up out of there. But South Minneapolis right now is toe up. They fucked that 3rd precinct up. And I'm not mad at them. I'm not mad at them. That death was just way too vicious for people to just be protesting peacefully. You know, I think that was the straw that broke the camel's back. And I'm not surprised that that happened. And then, of course, they was hitting people with those rubber bullets. They were macing and gassing people. People were pouring milk on themselves. So it got really bad by the 3rd precinct. You know, the white guy who got shot at the end, people were asking me what happened to him. Did he survive? The girl was being kind of dramatic. He wasn't shot with a normal bullet in the head. Like, come on, if you got a headshot, there'd be blood everywhere. He was shot with a rubber bullet. That's why he was able to jump up like, you know, like the damn Bride of Frankenstein. He was like, and jumped up. I was like, what the hell? He got hit with a rubber bullet. So the rubber bullet is what knocked him out. So when he came to and he seen all these black folks by him, he was like, where the hell am I? That was a crazy video, but no, he did not get shot by a bullet. It was a rubber bullet, and he's gonna live. He's gonna be all right, okay? He's gonna be fine, honey. Let's see here. We got almost 5,000 people in here. And I'm still coughing, forgive me. Yeah, that was a rubber bullet because people was emailing this morning like, oh my God, did he survive the shooting? Is he okay? I'm like, that was not a real bullet. That's not how real bullets work, okay? That was a rubber bullet, hence why he popped up like the Bride of Chucky, honey. Let's see here. Oh, people are saying that my live stream is not popping up. Well, thank God these 4,000 people found their way, 5,000 people found their way in here. They're not. They're trying to mess up my chat. It's crazy. It's crazy. Make sure y'all hit the like button because that helps to push it into the algorithm and bring more people in. So make sure y'all hit the like button. Let me try and read this chat. Sorry if I missed y'all super chats. Leona Gibbs says, hey T, I can't stay and watch. Drop by to hit the like button and show some love. And by the way, love how you say everybody. Thank you so much. I appreciate the super chat, sis. Thank you. Y'all know me and my crazy accent. Erica Graziano says, love you, T. We stay sipping. Many prayers from NYC to everyone being affected by this horror. Thank you guys so much. Thank you. Yeah, the whole situation is crazy. there's more info coming out concerning George. He was a former security guard at the was it the Conga room or something over South. He did security. I came up here from Houston. And he did like a lot of like gang prevention work and things in the community. I heard that Fox News was low-key trying to pull up, old criminal records. And, you know how they start that anytime, a person of color dies. Here comes, this whole, let me investigate their background. Remember when the lady baby dropped in the garage? I mean, not in the garage, in the gorilla pit. Her husband wasn't even there. He wasn't there. It was the mama. They done drug up the husband's criminal record. That's what kind of shit is this? Like this white, remember when the white couple's baby got eaten by the alligator? It's not funny. Remember I did a video on that? The white couple, their baby got eaten by a whole alligator in Florida, and I drugged their ass. Sure did. Because why would you be walking late at night next to a damn swamp with your damn 2-year-old? So the baby gets eaten by the alligator. Now, one person pulled up a criminal record. Nobody talked about their bankruptcies. Nothing. The black woman drops her child into a gorilla pit. Daddy ain't nowhere to be seen. They done put up his whole criminal history. What do they have to do with anything? So that, remember that's how they do us, honey. I know y'all ain't forgot. And then remember the Breakfast Club tried to, drag her and say she was an unfit mother. And then 2 weeks later, that's why I say karma's real. Then when that little white baby got eaten by the alligator, they didn't have the same energy. Oh, prayers to the child who got eaten by the alligator. But yet and still people were mad because they had to kill the gorilla to save the little black boy. Honey, that was a whole mess. But they will dig into the background of black people, in anytime there's a case like this. And my thing is, it doesn't matter what his background was. I could give a shit less if he had a criminal record. The point is, what was done to him was wrong, period. It was wrong, and there's no way to justify that. So it's really sad that they do that, whenever a black person has been killed or, does something and it goes viral. Let's see here. Bree from NYC says, my heart breaks for the George family. I'm still shook by that lynching. This is Eric Gardner 2.0. I'm so proud of Minnesota saying enough is enough. Y'all showed out more than NYC ever did. Amen. They did. And I'm not even mad at them. They were tired because what people don't realize, you guys, it's a lot of anger in the Twin Cities because we went through the same thing with Philando Castile not even 3 years ago. And so we still haven't healed from that. People were protesting during that time, shutting down freeways. That was a crazy situation. And so we were promised that after the Philando situation, there'd be all this training. This would never happen again. That's why Mayor Jacob Fry is so pissed, because it's like, how could you allow this to happen? How could you do something like this, especially after the stain on the city with what happened with Philando? Now, granted, that was in St. Paul, but, the Twin Cities, Minneapolis, in the grand scheme of things, they consider it like, one big melting pot, right? So it was just like crazy to see it happening again, not even a few years later. Get into it. Set 999 says, T, you're amazing. Thank you so much. Appreciate the super chat. Crystal Nofleet, hey sis. She says, hey T, it really hits home for me as well. I grew up on 43rd in Chicago. I was heartbroken. I went to Bancroft Elementary around the corner. I was crying. Girl, I went to Bancroft. Girl, it's a small world. That is my elementary school. I used to get beat up on the playground. You know what I'm saying? So I had to learn how to fight. Bancroft was tough. I went there too. That is so funny. It was bad as hell in the 80s, honey. But thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. Brix Sengor says, love you, T. Appreciate you. Could you please check your IG message from Brix Beats, Peace, and Love? Thank you so much for the super chat. And I have a ton of messages, but hopefully I will get to it. Send me another one so you can get to the top of the list. But I'm getting a lot of DMs. So that's why it's just hard to reply back to everyone. Let's see here. What's up, Almighty Coven? He says, love you, T. You really keep me sane and got me through a lot. Thank you for keeping it real. You are more than welcome. And thank you for, constantly having my back and being first in my comment section. I definitely appreciate that. Welcome, new member, Lady Wiggly. And new member Marcus Robinson. Thank you both for joining the membership. I appreciate it. Lulu Tubes 12 says, you didn't do nothing wrong by posting the truth yesterday. We need to stop with the safe spaces and trigger warnings. Deal with the reality of this world. Thank you for all you do. Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it, because I was like really pissed off with what YouTube was doing, you know, as far as censoring that video. And I had some people who were kind of mad at me, like, how dare you put that video in there? Why would you show him dying? I'm like, this is viral on social media. How did you think you got here? This is a viral story. And I understand that death is uncomfortable. It's not, you know, I haven't been able to sleep. I keep seeing, you know, his face in my head. But it's the reality of the situation, and burying your head in the sand and saying that, you know, you don't want to see it. That's fine. That's your choice. But it's the reality of the situation. And I don't know how to not show that reality. That is why I showed the full 10 minutes on my Instagram. And that's why I initially put in my YouTube video, because, you know, my issue is with the mainstream news. When they do something, they condense it. And when you condense it to just that small clip of the cop keeping his knee on him, and the entire news segment is 3 minutes, and you're only showing like a 25-second clip, that kind of just devalues the situation. If you guys understand where I'm coming from, it doesn't show the scope of the situation. And that's why it was so important to post the full 10-minute video, because you guys have to understand that this man, for upwards of 7 minutes, had no problem placing his knee on somebody's neck. You guys had to understand that it wasn't just about the bystanders standing there. You know, it's so easy to say what you would do. And if I was in that situation, I'd have busted the police in the back of the head with a wine bottle. That's fine, Superman. But at the end of the day, there's a thing called fight or flight. And I thank God for those bystanders, because if it was not for, you know, Darnella recording that footage, we wouldn't have it. It would just be another murder, you know, swept underneath the rug. But what I wanted people to hear was that young Black man who came, who stood up for him, and who was like, get off of him. Look at you, you sick fuck, you're enjoying this. What are you doing? And as he's talking to the police officer pulls his taser out to tase the guy who's telling him to get off of him. And then he's standing up for him, going off on, you know, Sergeant Tao or Police Officer Tao, you know, telling him like, you're wrong, get your partner, get off of him. He's saying like, we all train at the same academy. I'm a jiu-jitsu person. Yeah, I know that this move that you're doing is deadly. You're cutting off his windpipe. Like, the news is not going to show that, because they rather have the image that we as Black people, we don't care about each other. So they're not going to show the Black man who came in there, who was begging and pleading for 10 minutes for the cop to stop what they were doing. And I felt like that was important to show that all of us have not lost our humanity chip. It was also important to show that white lady who walked up, who was an EMT, and was like, this is bullshit. I want your badge number. You need to check his pulse. Those bystanders were doing what they could do. In some people's eyes, they feel like, okay, yeah, they could have done more and this and that. I mean, that's fine to say that, but they did what they could do in that moment. And I felt like that needed to be shown. All of that needed to be in some type of context. And the news wasn't showing that. They just wanted to show the sensationalized part of it, which was that Black man taking his last breath. Now, excuse me, they're deleting comments from whose video? Oh, as far as the comments. Let me explain to y'all what YouTube is doing. And I'm going to show y'all on Instagram. I'm going to take a picture of the back end of my comment section. YouTube literally goes on a majority of my videos and they spam y'all's comments. And then I have to go in literally one by one and approve comments. If I try to approve, let's say 50 to 100 comments at a time, it might take upwards of 10 minutes for the automated process to approve everything. I'm literally waking up every morning to my back end, 1,000 comments. I don't have the time to sit here and approve 1,000 comments on every video that I make. It's so, you know, people get mad at me like, oh, T, I posted a comment, you're deleting my comments. I don't delete comments. I mean, unless you're just saying some stupid shit, you will get deleted. But if you're just commenting, it's not me deleting the comments. YouTube is spamming comments, because what they do is, let's say on a video, if it's all about algorithm. So if you're getting a lot of engagement, if you're getting a lot of comments, if you're getting a lot of likes, that helps push it through the algorithm. So what they're trying to do, they try and suppress comments so that way it doesn't get pushed through the algorithm. So if we can take 1,000 of Lovely T's comments from these smart people who have, you know, well thought out comments about this situation and throw it in her spam bucket, it's going to take her days to approve each one. And it makes it so she's not pushed through the algorithm. They're doing that constantly. They're constantly doing shit to like just sabotage my channel. It's so frustrating. For a whole month, my channel sat at 180,000 subscribers for an entire month. I'm looking at my back end every day. Like every week, I'm gaining like 3,000 subscribers, 5,000 subscribers. Every day, at least 200-300 subscribers. But on my front end, 870 for an entire month. Now, for the past 2 weeks, it didn't jump from 870 to like 8,073. So they're doing all types of slick stuff. They keep unsubscribing people. They don't give out notifications. They're messing with the comments. It's so frustrating. And that's why a lot of times I just go to my podcast and I'd rather just, you know, post part of it on YouTube and then say what else I had to say on my podcast, because I'm just more free to be over there talking. I enjoy YouTube. I love it, but I just, the censorship, man, it pisses me off. I can't lie, you know, and I hope, if you guys don't know, Joe Rogan, he just signed a $100 million deal with Spotify. And that is a big deal because they're about to level the playing field. YouTube has been, you know, this King Kong conglomerate in the whole video making, podcasting, live streaming industry. Like, YouTube has been a big player. But what they weren't expecting is that because of this virus, more people are having to be at home. People, you know, everybody and their mama want to do commentary now. You know, every bitch on the internet, every dude on the internet has an opinion, right? So what they weren't expecting is that other platforms are now stepping up. So what Spotify is doing, instead of just being like a music platform, a podcasting platform, they're going to start doing video format. So where you can do live video and things like that. So they pulled one of the biggest podcasters who's been podcasting for the past 10 years on YouTube. They took him away from YouTube. They gave Joe Rogan a $100 million deal. Their stocks not plummeted, went up. Their stocks skyrocketed. People started investing in Spotify, so they made that money back. And on top of that, they're going to take everything that is Joe Rogan. They're going to take it off of the YouTube platform. It's not going to be on Apple. It's not going to be on Google Play, Google Podcast. Everything will be exclusively on Spotify. So other platforms are giving YouTube a run for their money. And I'm here for it. I'm here for it. There has to be more than one way to be able to disseminate information. Even if you don't agree with it, even if you're not into that person's political stance or what they talk about, they should still have the freedom to say it, you know, to their fans or, you know, whatever that is. So it's kind of frustrating the things that they do. But yeah, as far as the comments, that's what's going on. They're spamming the comments and then I have to go in and manually approve them. And after a while, you know, I go in, you know, I try to at least once a day go in and approve stuff for like an hour. I'm just approve. Like, that is so stupid. Why do I have to do that? They're not even cursing. They're not saying anything bad. But I have to literally go through and manually approve stuff like a kindergarten teacher. It's crazy. Let me see here. The thing that pissed me off. Okay, this is from Dark Princess 04. What's up, Dark Princess? She said the thing that pissed me off is when George first passed out from being choked by the cop. They put out the pepper spray. They put out the pepper spray trying to keep the crowd back. They did. They definitely did that. What's up, Andrea? Andrea says, you are insane. That hat, your hair looks amazing. I am jealous. Love you, girl. Stay safe. Never let them stop you. Thank you so much, sis. I appreciate it. Yes, honey. They marvel at us. One of my favorite hats. Alex Keemer says, T, you should have 1 million subscribers by now. All you speak is the truth. You got me through tough times. Love you. Thank you for always being you. Thank you so much. And yeah, it's true. And at this point, I see what they're doing. You know, they try and suppress my channel. People don't get alerts. I mean, it's insane. It's like I'm not doing anything different than other people, and getting still they're already at 1 million. It's like they're trying to do everything they can, from unsubscribing people to hiding my videos. Well, you have to go directly to my channel to find my live stream. So it's crazy, but that's what happens when you speak the truth. Chrissy Randolph says, what about Cup Foods tea? There's a shop owner that says they're a real racist. You know what? The whole Cup Food situation, I don't know. I don't know what's going on over there in that community anymore, because I used to hang out there when I was in high school. So I remember going to Cup Foods, you know what I'm saying? That think of Cup Foods like a little, I guess, bodega. Like if you're in New York, it's a corner store in the hood. So I remember going up there getting pops and chips and all that stuff. But I haven't walked in the corner store, in years, in South Minneapolis. If I'm gonna go get some, I'm gonna just go to the grocery store. But I've been hearing a lot of stuff. And if you guys are in Minneapolis, let me know. Because like I said, I haven't been there, so I don't want to coin them as racist. I don't want to, put that out there if that's not the case. When we were at the protest, people were going off, and I was trying to record and listen to what they were saying about Cup Foods. But remember when they were protesting, they're like, who caught the police? And everybody was like, Cup Foods, Cup Foods. And so they were saying that, I guess, supposedly Cup Foods had called the police on other people, and one other guy ended up going to jail for like 10 years or something for a crime that he didn't do. So I don't know. There's a lot of chitter chatter going on in the streets of Minneapolis. So I had to find out more. I had to talk to some more people on the South Side to find out what the real tea is on Cup Foods. But I've heard some shady stuff, but I don't know. I don't have anything concrete to just give you guys right now during the live stream. But thank you so much for the super chat. Kelsey said these comments are disappearing. I don't know. What's funny to me is that YouTube let me know when Wet Socks uploads, and I'm not even subscribed to that man's channel. Honey, YouTube done subscribe me. Remember that Indian lady from WINO News? The Indian lady that be keeping her foot on the CCP's neck. Do you know YouTube unsubscribed me from her and subscribed me to CNN? I'm like, what the hell is this? Because it's like I haven't been getting no alerts. And then people, they post, honey, I guess they must have a lot to do. They don't have nothing to do in India, because she literally posts like every 3 hours, there's a new video. So I'm like, well, dang, I haven't been seeing their videos. What's up? I want to know what's going down with the CCP. I want to know what she got to say. So I had to go to their channel to go find out what was going on. And it showed that I was unsubscribed. So I went to my subscriptions and I was subscribed to CNN. Because I kept wondering, why do I keep seeing CNN on my like news feed? New video from CNN. I said, who gives a shit? I can watch them on my television. Where's the alerts for WINO News? And they had unsubscribed me from them. So yeah, it's crazy the stuff that they're doing. Posey Automotive, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate it. Jadine Cunningham says, can you please talk about Brianna Taylor in your next video? She was shot 8 times. Thank you for all you do. I did hear about that. I mean, it's been so many people. Man, it's like at this point, can you even keep up the names of how many people have been violated by the police in this country, especially people of color? So yeah, that whole situation is extremely sad, extremely sad. Michael Nettles says, T, at this point, they must want an all-out war because they keep killing us, thinking we won't fight back. This is a new generation. Yeah. And, they might. Thank you, Jordan Williams, for the $4.99. And I remember I was talking to my homeboy yesterday when I was leaving the protest. And, we're talking about the whole bystander thing. And he was saying the reason why he was upset at the bystanders, because he's one of the ones he feels like they should have did something. And if he was there, he'd have did something, And I said, but what about them possibly getting killed or hurt by the police? And he said, think about it. Is my live stream acting up? It just like refreshed on me. Can y'all see me? Hold up now. I want to make sure y'all can see me. It like just stopped and refreshed on me. No? Yes? Okay. It's lagging? Yes? No? Okay. Okay. Like it just stopped and refreshed out the blue. So, when we talking about something serious, there's always some type of glitch and error. But when we're talking about, foolishness, smooth sailing, no issues. So, he was basically saying that we can't have that mentality of, well, the police, could have hurt them or shot them too. He said, because back during the civil rights, those kids went into like the pits of hell, like, down south. They went in knowing that they may never see their families again. They went in literally knowing that they were that they were possibly sacrificing themselves, I'm saying, by going and standing against police with water hoses and dogs, that could maim them, that could kill them, and there'd be no justice. It would just be just another dead Negro. And they still were willing to chance it. So he was saying that, in 2020, it's not even as bad as it was in the 60s. So we should always be willing to chance it. And that made sense. It made a lot of sense in the perspective that he put it in. I totally understand it and I get it. You know what I'm saying? But I just don't want to judge anybody until I'm in that particular situation. I never want to say what I would do in a situation because I don't want to be in those people's shoes, because I know the girl Darnella, she's definitely going through it. And I, like I told her, I had left a comment, like, I hope she gets some counseling. It's hard when you see somebody die in front of you, especially in that manner, and a lot of us growing up in that area, we saw people shot, we saw people die. It's very, very traumatic. It's a very traumatic thing. And especially, it's one thing when you watch somebody die and it's just like something that the hood talks about. It's another thing when it's on national television, it's on social media, it's being played over and over again, and you're the one that filmed it. Because she was there at the memorial. I saw her. She was there, so I could just imagine all this stuff that's going on in her head, So it's sad. It really is. Oh shit. We got a big super chat. I'm sorry. AP sent $99.99. Thank you so much for the super chat. Appreciate it. I'm just not seeing it. She says, I'm a trauma surgeon and my wife is a trauma ICU nurse. We cried watching this video. I dedicate my life to saving people. He murdered him. Thank you so much to you and your wife. Thank you guys for the super chat. Thank you for that wonderful message. And that's exactly what they did. That is exactly what they did. Thank you for being essential workers. And thank you both for, saving lives and trying your best to do the right thing for the community. It's really sad that, like I said, what really got me, let me show y'all these pictures. And, if you're easily triggered, you might want to, not, close your eyes or something. But let me show y'all these pictures. I got to show y'all this because I had to, I told y'all, like, when I can't figure things out, like, just like in the physical realm, because that was the thing. Like, I kept thinking to myself, like, why would he just not move his knee? What was holding him down that he just could not move? Like, what was so hard to just stop what you're doing? Like, he's already in a submissive position. He's handcuffed. There's two other guys holding his legs. Like, why was he getting such a thrill out of basically squeezing the life with his knee out of this man's neck? I want y'all to look at this picture. I'm going to show y'all. Okay. So this is the picture. And I hate how, they don't let you resize stuff. This is the picture, right? I ended up taking this still shot as I was watching the video. I want you guys to look at his face, right? This man looks like a demon. I'm sorry. I cropped it this way because if you don't see the black man underneath him, he just looks like he's just at a sunny picnic. Like, do you guys get what I'm saying? If you didn't know that he was leaning on a black man, you would just think he was fixing a tire. Do you see how demonic that is? He literally looks like he's just down there getting ready to fix a tire, right? Now, this is the part you might get triggered. I'm about to show y'all Mr. George Floyd's face. Look at the sheer terror in his eyes. That is sheer terror. Look at this man's eyes, you guys. That is him seeing death coming his way. I don't know if y'all ever peeped that. Look how he's standing and looking as if it's no big deal versus what he's kneeling on. Another human being. Like, I look at stuff really deep, you guys. I'm sorry. Maybe I go too deep for my own good, but I just, I have a group of friends that when I want to go deep, I can. But I don't even know if I want to say this here. Um, I just, it really bothers me. I don't even know if I want to even say it publicly, what I feel was really going on, but something wasn't normal with the way he was looking. And mind you, as that scene is going on, that still shot that I took, there's people yelling at him, saying, "Get off of him. He's dying." And that's how he's looking. He's just looking like he's in a trance. And as an editor and as bootleg photographer, cropping pictures in different ways and seeing like his disposition, his demeanor, so calm, just so unbothered. So when I cropped it, I look at him from the waist up. It just looks like he's changing a tire, no big deal. Like if you don't see the full picture, you don't get it. I'm glitching, you guys. Oh man. I don't know on my end, it's fine. Do I need to y'all want me to hold on? Let me hit refresh. I don't. It's fine. Is that better, you guys? Is that better? Okay. Okay, good. Good. I don't know. Anytime we talk about real stuff, there's all types of weirdo stuff. Okay, good. But yeah, that like I went through and maybe y'all can say I'm just a weirdo, but I was just going through different scenes as the background, as they're saying things in the background to the cop. His face. I'm taking screenshots of Mr. George's face and I'm comparing them. And I'm like, yo, this is some esoterical shit. This is some and think about, yeah, a transfer of energy. Thank you, Gail. You get it. You get it. It's so much deeper, and I don't want to go too deep, not on this live stream. But yes, it was definitely demonic. It was a transfer of energy. I'm glad some of y'all are picking up on what I'm trying to say because they're making me glitch right now, and now I'm seeing myself glitching. But I'm gonna keep talking. People can just watch the playback. You could see his soul leaving his body. And as the jiu-jitsu guy saying, "Get off of him, you're killing him." I'm trying to watch my stream. Think about this. Usually when people are on camera, you straighten up. Like like when you're caught doing something and there's a video camera, I got to start acting right because they might post this on social media. Like you just kind of straighten up, you stop whatever you're doing. And the fact that he didn't even have enough wherewithal in that moment to even move his knee, move your knee, move it onto the concrete. It's like he was frozen in place. I told my homegirl yesterday, damn, man, I'm just glitching like a mofo. That's not what I told her. I said, when I looked into his eyes, it reminded me there was no soul there. He was just so dark and blank. It's almost like when a dog goes to the bathroom in the house and they know that they're wrong. What the hell is this? And they just look at you like, with that blank stare, like they know they did something wrong, but oh well, you gonna clean it up anyways. That's like the vibe I got from him. Like he didn't care. He's like, oh well, just another, just something very dark. Something very dark. He just didn't. It was so callous, man. It was so callous. Like I said, I'm not trying to go super deep in this live stream, but it was exchange. The fact that it was caught on camera, and is being blasted globally. It has very, and I'm gonna leave it at that. Y'all need to just go research. But this was deep. This was deep. That energy that I felt in the crowd, it was a lot of energy going on in Minneapolis right now. It's a lot of energy. The tornado warnings that we got, It's something with this virus, just everything that's been this death, even the young man in Georgia that was jogging and they filmed him being killed. Something is going on. It's even deep. It's even deeper. Something is going on. And in the Twin Cities, I don't know if many of you guys know this, they recently opened a building to store bodies with freezers to store bodies. They spent, a few million on it. And it was in the paper not too long ago. And they were saying that it's for COVID-19 bodies. Who knows? Paper. Yes, Ahmad Aubrey. Thank you. So, you guys, it's crazy. I've been on this stream for 40. I know it's going kind of haywire because YouTube, they hate anytime we talk about anything deep. Yeah, definitely a lot of spiritual stuff. That's what I felt. That's what I felt without sounding like. That's just I feel it. Bobby Gale says, thank you, T, for risking your health and life at the protest. I wish I could have been there. Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate it. And just so you guys can see that live and, just feel the energy and feel the people. And I think with my state, with my city, we don't make the mainstream as much. There's Black people in Minnesota. And there's plenty of Black people in Minnesota, but it's not like a state or a city that you hear often. It's not like the Chicago or the Detroit or New York. I had to go down there and show you guys what was going on. And Minneapolis was not playing. It wasn't. Hardcore sent 20. She says, let's go deep T. Get either demonic or psychopathic vibes from that man. Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Barbara Banks, for the super chat as well. Yeah, I get a lot of. I just had to share that with you guys. Maybe I'm a weirdo from for taking screenshots, but like I said, I just had to look at it way deeper. And when I seen that the sheer terror, and if you guys go watch the video where because remember they were like, oh, he was resisting arrest. Well, then video has come out and it shows he wasn't resisting arrest. If you guys watch that video when he's sitting on the ground, there's shots of him when he looks, he doesn't know he's looking at the camera because obviously it's a camera in the building filming, but there's shots of him that the camera catches and he just looks so scared. And even when he was leaving his two friends who they took out the car, the way he was walking, it's almost like he felt like he was not going to get back to his friends. And you even heard him screaming that breathe, I'm gonna die, mama. Like, that was just heartbreaking to hear a grown man, who's probably old enough to be my father, talk about, to call for his mother. Like that was just, he knew something was gonna happen to him. Like they always say, eyes are the windows to the soul. When you look at a person's eyes, you can see and tell certain things. Amber Palmer said early on, but didn't want to admit that he was wrong. Instead, he asserted his dominance by killing him. Sick. Yeah, I definitely agree. G and you're in energy feeling, your electric magnetic field affects your surroundings, sending good vibes. But you're right, he looks possessed. Thank you so much. I think I slept 2 hours since yesterday, just because I am an empath, so I just absorb everything. So my mind, I can't sleep. My mind has just been running. Hopefully I'll go to sleep in a little bit, but yeah, it's crazy. The energy that's just all around us. Fern Williams says, no lie, that's how I felt for Mardi Gras in that hotel that collapsed. Yeah, we talked about that a few months ago. That's why I felt like they should have never did Mardi Gras this year. Them spirits in New Orleans were not playing. Joining the membership. Ruth Ann, thank you so much for the sticker and the $19.99. I appreciate it. Let's see here. Jazz Lynn says, hey, T. Angeles today. My heart is broke. Stay strong. Love you, sis. Thank you so much. And yes, thank you guys to the other cities who are showing Minneapolis love by taking to the streets. I know they did a protest in Houston early. Baltimore, I heard. But yes, thank you, LA, for doing the same thing. It's very much appreciated. Sugar Poo sent $9.99. Thank you. So let me show y'all something. Still freezing. I don't know. If they want to freeze me, you guys will have to watch it on the live. My blogger sent me this picture. I want y'all to look at this real quick. Imagine if the roles were reversed. Oh God. Come on now. There we go. Just look at that really quick. Imagine if the roles were, he was standing on that cop's neck. Ain't that crazy? Shout out to Kevin for sending me that screenshot. I appreciate it. Yeah. Now let me show y'all something else that happened in my city. And Kevin doesn't know this because he lives in, where does Kevin live? He doesn't know. Well, he may not know. So y'all seen the reversal, right? How they did the picture? Like imagine if Mr. Floyd was the cop and the cop was Mr. Floyd. That a little bit after Philando Castile was killed, the cops who shot him, they were let go. They ended up leaving with some type of settlement. Let me see. I'll play that video for you guys in just a second, but he ended up leaving with a settlement, didn't go to prison, no time, even though he killed Philando. Now, I know a lot of people in Minnesota. There was a white Australian woman. This ended up being a national story, too, because it was right after the Philando Castile killing. She had called the police because she saw something in her alley. Was up. She's out in the alley, and they frighten each other. He's thinking she's she's the burglar or the suspect. He pulls out the gun and shoots her. Okay, y'all remember that? That the Somalian guy ended up getting 12 years in prison. They gave him 12 and a half years in prison for the death of the white Australian Minneapolis woman. Somalian police officers, like when he got his position, people were so happy for him because he was one of the first Somalian cops. He'd never this, and they gave him 12 and a half years. So I thought that picture was like really crazy when they showed the reversal of Mr. Floyd, because again, that accidentally shot the white woman, they gave him 12 and a half years, no questions asked. But all these other killings of Black men, there's always been settlements. Going to jail. So, yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Let me see if I can share my screen. I want to play you guys the cop who did what he did to Philando. Give me just a second here. Oh, what am I trying to do? Hold on. Play.
We got pulled over for a busted tail light in the back, and the police he's covered. He's carried, so he's licensed to carry. He was trying to get out his ID and his wallet out his pocket, and he let the officer know that he had a firearm. In the state of Minnesota. My son loved this state. He had one tattoo on his body, and it was of the Twin Cities, the state of Minnesota with TC on it. My son killed my son.
So that is what happened to the police officer. So yeah, it's very interesting when the roles are reversed. So people are saying it's still lagging. Stream. I'm seeing the numbers are going down, so they're probably kicking people out of here too. I guess it's getting way too deep, honey, for YouTube. I've been on here for an hour. I wanted to talk about some other stuff. But if YouTube keeps on, fucking with my stream, I'm going to leave. Let me see here. Beckstar says, I agree with you. The cop was demonic and evil. I also think he wanted to make... He was well aware of the cameras and continued to cut off the blood to his brain. That's deep. Those snuff videos, I can't ever watch those. Those are just disgusting from what I hear. Super chat, sis. If I'm gonna keep lagging, I gotta go. Because I'm hearing that it's lagging on Facebook as well. Nah, I don't want to go on Instagram for a reason. Instagram Live is just when I'm on the road. I don't really like Instagram at all because they stay playing with me. Other people are saying, stop telling her it's freezing. I want Spotify to come and snatch me up and give me some type of deal. I want to go on Spotify so bad. Okay, this is what I'll do. It's bad on your part. Okay. Yeah, people are saying that it's freezing way too bad. I've been on here for an hour, so I'm going to leave. I'm going to just end the stream right now. And I might come back in like 20 minutes. And if I come back in like 20 minutes, we'll just talk about celebrity stuff because I do want to talk about Meg Thee Stallion. I do want to talk about Kevin Hart. There's a few things I want to talk about. So start a whole new one just because of all the mess that YouTube is doing. So let me end this stream. I've been on for an hour. Give me like 20 minutes and I'll come back. Okay? Promise. I'll leave and I'll come back.